Elon Musk just issued a warning, not to his competitors, but to his own shareholders. He hinted that if he doesn't get his new trillion-dollar compensation plan, he might walk away from Tesla. At the same time, the most influential watchdogs on Wall Street, ISS and Glass Lewis, are telling investors to reject that plan. But standing in the opposite corner is Cathie Wood, one of Tesla's most famous believers, who says the vote will be an easy win for Musk. Three power centers, Musk, the institutions, and the believers, are colliding right now. And this clash could redefine not only Tesla's future, but the balance of power between innovation and regulation. Here's what's actually happening. Tesla shareholders are about to vote on what could become the largest CEO compensation package in history, worth up to $1 trillion in potential stock awards. To unlock it, Musk must lead Tesla through a series of milestones that almost sound like science fiction: a total market value of $8.5 trillion, 12 million annual vehicle deliveries, a profitable fleet of robo-taxis, mass production of the humanoid robot Optimus, and over $400 billion in adjusted profits. It's a bold set of targets, but so is the reward. Now, here's where it gets messy. Two of the biggest proxy advisory firms, Institutional Shareholder Services and Glass Lewis, have publicly urged investors to vote no. They call the plan excessive, risky, and misaligned with shareholder value. They argue it could dilute existing investors, give Musk too much control, and fail to guarantee that Tesla's performance will actually justify the payout. But on the other side, Cathie Wood of ARK Invest calls this skepticism sad, not damning. She argues that the critics misunderstand how innovation works. In her view, Tesla isn't a normal car company, and Musk isn't a normal CEO. And to make things even more complex, Tesla is simultaneously appealing a Delaware court ruling that struck down Musk's previous $56 billion pay package from 2018. That case claimed Tesla's board was too close to Musk and didn't fully disclose details to shareholders. The appeal could reshape corporate law far beyond Tesla. So this isn't just a company story. It's a collision of ideologies about leadership, ownership, and the cost of genius. Let's unpack the three fronts of this battle. ISS and Glass Lewis represent the voice of institutional governance, the rule book of Wall Street. Their job is to protect shareholders from risky or self-serving management decisions. They claim that Musk's new package is simply too large to be justified, especially when he already owns roughly 13% of Tesla's stock. In their analysis, granting more options could weaken existing investors and centralize even more power in Musk's hands. They also question his focus. Musk now runs multiple ventures: SpaceX, xAI, and the Boring Company. If Tesla's board can't ensure his full attention, they argue, why should shareholders pay him another fortune? And finally, they point to governance risk. If this plan passes, it could set a precedent for CEOs across industries to demand similarly extravagant packages, decoupling pay from tangible, measurable results. In short, the institutions are saying, yes, Musk is a visionary, but the company must be bigger than the man. Then there's Cathie Wood, the counter voice of the innovation economy. She calls ISS's stance bureaucratic. In her eyes, Tesla's value is inseparable from Elon Musk himself. Without him, she argues, there would be no Tesla AI, no Optimus, no supercharger network, and maybe no EV revolution at all. Wood believes this package isn't about rewarding the past, it's about incentivizing the future. She sees it as a symbolic investment in human potential, not just a financial transaction. Her deeper argument is philosophical. Capitalism should reward those who take extraordinary risks to reshape entire industries. And she's not alone. Many retail investors, the very people who buy Tesla stock on conviction, not committee, share that belief. In fact, Wood predicts that individual shareholders will easily override institutional skepticism. Her exact words, "This plan will pass decisively." Meanwhile, in the legal background, Tesla is fighting another war, this time in the courts. Back in 2018, shareholders approved Musk's earlier $56 billion pay package, but a Delaware judge later voided it, ruling that Tesla's board wasn't truly independent and that shareholders weren't fully informed. Now Tesla is appealing that decision to the Delaware Supreme Court. The company argues that it was one of the most transparent shareholder votes in corporate history, and that courts shouldn't retroactively interfere with voluntary investor decisions. Why does this matter? Because the outcome will define how far a board can go in rewarding a visionary founder. It will influence executive pay policies across the US and maybe the next generation of tech leadership. If Tesla wins the appeal, it strengthens founder-driven capitalism, where innovation and personal ownership remain tightly linked. If it loses, corporate America may shift towards stricter, lawyer-driven governance with less room for bold, founder-led bets. So what's really at stake here isn't the money, it's the philosophy of value. In the traditional model, CEOs are caretakers. They follow the rules, maximize quarterly profit, and answer to the board. Elon Musk broke that mold completely. He's not a caretaker, he's an architect, and that's why this fight is so polarizing. Supporters see him as the engine of innovation, someone who collapses decades of progress into a single decade. Critics see him as a risk to stability, someone whose influence has become too concentrated, too unpredictable. But here's the paradox. Musk's unpredictability is exactly what drives Tesla's growth. Every leap, from EVs to AI robots, came from ignoring convention. This is why the proxy firms and the believers are clashing. It's not really about compensation, it's about control. Who defines the limits of ambition, the regulators or the innovators? If Musk's plan is approved, it signals that investors still prioritize vision over regulation. If rejected, it could mark the beginning of a new era where boards and institutions reclaim power from celebrity founders. Either outcome will ripple far beyond Tesla, shaping how innovation is funded, who leads it, and how much freedom visionaries are allowed to have. To me, this debate feels bigger than business. It's a test of how far society will go to reward genius and how much risk it's willing to take in return. On one side, you have the institutional world, predictable, rule-bound, safe. On the other, the entrepreneurial world, chaotic, visionary, full of asymmetry. Tesla has always lived between these two poles. Every product it builds, the Cybertruck, the Optimus robot, FSD, comes from pushing against that tension. If you remove Musk from that equation, you don't just lose a CEO, you lose the gravitational force that bends the company toward the impossible. But there's a caution here too. Blind faith in any individual, even one as brilliant as Musk, can backfire. A company built on one man's vision must eventually learn how to outgrow him. So my view is this: the best outcome isn't total victory for either side, it's balance. A future where Tesla keeps Musk's creative fire, but also strengthens its internal systems, its governance, and its independence. Because for Tesla to lead the next century, it has to be both visionary and durable. So here's the real question for investors and fans alike. Should the world's most visionary CEO be rewarded for dreaming bigger than anyone else? or should shareholders draw the line to protect the system that made him possible? Is this trillion-dollar pay plan a symbol of progress or a warning about power? Because whichever side wins this vote will shape not just the future of Tesla, but the future of how we value innovation itself. Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home, I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.